Hello, and welcome to 5-Minute Math. Today we are looking at the 7th grade concept of equations and inequalities. This is standard 7.11a in the great state of Texas, and we are using item number 18 of the 2023 released STAAR test. If you haven't done so already, please go ahead and take a moment to pause the video, work this problem out on your own, unpause it, and we will look at our answers together. So we need to find a value of x that is not in the solution set here, and you see, not necessarily in order, but -6, -7, -8, -9, they are kind of consecutive if you rearrange them. So one of these is not going to work. So even without working this out, it does make sense. It's either probably going to be -9 or -6 on either extreme. I don't think it's going to be either of the inside numbers, because it wouldn't work for one of the inside numbers to not work, but then one of the outside numbers to work. But that's just estimating or using reason before we get started. Let's see what we can actually do here. So we've got these two terms right here, -5x plus 4x. So we need to go ahead and simplify that. So one way to think of it would be like this. Okay? So we've got -5x. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to draw 5 negative x's right here. Okay, so I'm going to have 5 negative x's, plus I've got 4 positive x's. So I'm going to do this right here. I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, so I've got -5x, and then I've got positive, and those are greens, 4x. Well, if we want to see how many x's do we actually have left, right, we need to go ahead and just see that each negative x is going to cancel out a positive x. And so all 4 of those sets are going to cancel out. The only one that's going to be left is going to be -x. So I've got a -x left. So that simplifies to -x. It's the same as if I were to do -5 plus 4, or if I were to reverse them, right, which we could do with a commutative property, 4 minus 5, right? It's going to simplify to -1, so that's what I have, -1x left over. And then plus 4, so -x plus 4 is less than or equal to 12. Now, the properties of equality let me know that I can subtract 4 from the left side of this inequality as long as I subtract 4 from the right side. So I can balance it out right there. So the plus 4 minus 4 is going to isolate that -x, right? And that's going to give me 12 minus 4 is 8. Now, I don't really like having a -x, so what I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to multiply by -1, both sides. Now, here's the interesting thing. When I multiply by -1, that becomes -8, right? But whenever you multiply or divide by a negative, you actually flip that inequality. So x is going to be greater than or equal to -8. Okay, so if I'm looking at my number line here, anything that is greater than or equal to -8 is going to work, which means the one that seems to be sticking out is that -9. I'm thinking that's going to be my answer because that is going to sit right out here, and that is actually less than. So let's plug this back into the original equation just to verify. Okay, so -5 times -9 plus 4 times -9 plus 4 is less than or equal to 12. So if that does not work, then that is our answer. So that is 45. That's minus 36 plus 4 is less than or equal to 12. Okay, so that's going to be 9 plus 4 is less than or equal to 12. There we go. Look at that. 13 is less than or equal to 12. That does not work, and you notice that on these other ones we would get smaller and smaller and smaller, and they would be less than or equal to 12. So that is going to be my answer, B. The biggest trick here was when you multiply by the -1, you had to flip the inequality. So our answer here is going to be B.